Here in Hawaii, when you talk big game sport fishing, you're talking marlins. And nobody knows the Pacific Blue better than the man you're about to meet. The Kona coast of the Big Island, paradise of the Pacific, destination for travelers worldwide, and home of some of the best fishing grounds known to anglers all over. Regularly, they cast off the Kona waters, their sleek vessels slicing through the water in search of what they hope will be a thrill of a lifetime. That one catch that all anglers look for, a hookup with a Pacific Blue Marlin. Hooking into a Pacific Blue Marlin is a dream come true for a lot of fishermen, and while many are in this purely for sport, there is an organization here in Kona that looks at these creatures from a different point of view. They're the Pacific Gamefish Research Foundation, administered by Dr. Dave Grobecker.
The Pacific Blue Marlin is, actually it's been mentioned by some as being the Ferrari of the ocean. And I kind of like that because in a way it's true. They're one of the fastest, most streamlined, most beautiful, big predatory pelagic type fishes there is. There's a lot of aspects about marlin that are very intriguing, and there's a lot that we don't know about them. That's one aspect of my job which makes it very fun, is that they're so little known. Every little bit of knowledge that we gain is something special.
The foundation is a non-profit, non-governmental organization that was formed about 10 years ago here in Kona. It is funded through the Hawaii International Billfish Association and also receives monies through various charity benefits. The emphasis of its program can be found in its name, Pacific Gamefish, specifically tuna and marlin. When not out on the field, Dave frequently conducts his lab work in his Honokohau office, studying and recording data on the makeup of the marlin, everything from its spine to its eyes.
Well, one thing is in the way of the eye, it's encased in a bony structure that when they do make deep dives, that the compression won't shrink it or affect it. You have a vertebral column or backbone of a marlin that was about 455 pounds, and it just shows how highly modified they are from other backbones of fishes.
The marlin is indeed a well-defined hunting machine in all aspects. Its long bill is used to stun and injure its victim. When chasing fast prey, special tissues behind the eye are always kept warm, enabling nerve impulses to travel to the brain with split-second efficiency. The marlin has no teeth. They swallow their food whole. They're propelled by their stiff, crescent-shaped tail, generating maximum power with minimum drag. Its dorsal fins, reinforced with bony spines, helps the animal turn while maintaining side-to-side stability. Its skin, tightly wrapped on the body, ensures streamlining. There are no external characteristics to determine its sex. Those under 300 pounds are generally males. Those over 350 are generally females. The females will lay up to 100,000 eggs annually. Well, with all this and more information Dr. Grobecker has gathered over the years, it was decided that a special program be set up to help keep a better watch on the marlin, something that would provide scientific data while helping to maintain the present population. That program is now known as Tag and Release.
Yes, when you catch a fish and you bring it up to leader and you bring it in close to the boat, there's a tag, it's a spaghetti tag with a little dart-like object at the end. And you put that on the tip of a pole, and when the fish comes up close enough, you take and you actually poke the dart into the fish, preferably in the back area, and the dart goes in and has a barb-like structure on it, and it stays, and the little spaghetti tag that comes out of it has numbers on it, which are recorded then on a report and mailed in to La Jolla, California. It's not so much an endangered species, hopefully not, but it's just another tool to learn more about the marlin. And also it's a conservation matter where you release fish back into the population. It's a way of learning more about them for management reasons down the road. The number of fish caught by sport fishermen is very small compared to what commercial boats are taking off Hawaii and in other parts of the world. You know, the sport fishermen are not going to be the ones that will endanger the population.
Dave says the community has been very receptive to the tag and release program and sees it as something that will become the norm for many sport fishermen. So besides studying the marlin, you can say Dave's the kind of guy that takes his work one step deeper. Occasionally he gets specimens from places where no man has gone before.
No, recently we've had a lot of fairly strange and unusual fish come in. One's an anglerfish, deep water anglerfish, and it's interesting because it has a light organ that's migrated down on the tip of the snout, and it wiggles this, and at the end there's a bulb with bioluminescent bacteria that glows. Other fish will come in and think that's something to eat, come in close, and then the anglerfish will come up and eat them. The other one was a lancet fish, the long, fairly snake-like looking one with the very large teeth and kind of a barracuda-like jaws. But they have one of the most varied diets of any of the fish in the ocean because they can live at different depths, very great depths or right up to the surface. The other fish that I showed you was a small sailfish. When they first hatch, they're just like 1/18 of an inch long. And from that size on to about 12 inches, 12, 16 inches, somewhere in there, they go through many different changes. In fact, it's hard to identify a very small marlin. So there hasn't been that many really found. The more we know about marlin in every way will go towards a possible management plan in the future if we do need to manage them. It appears as though sometime we'll have to manage marlin. And to manage anything, you have to know a lot about the species. And at this point, we really don't know very much about marlin. We don't know how highly migratory they are. We don't know about the size of the stock. We don't know about numbers. And these are just the basic things you have to shed light on before you can ever manage them. So that everything we learn here will eventually lead to better management of the fish so that they'll be around.